My name is Christopher Manjoma. I would like to explain more about the extent of geostrophism that contribute to the landscape evolution compared to exogenic processes in Mangochi district. The landscape of Mangochi district is influenced by both internal and external forces. To begin with the internal forces, we have what we call geostrophism. When talking of geostrophism, refers to the internal forces that lead to the movement such as faulting, folding, and uplifting. Of course, these processes happened in million years ago, but they contributed a lot to the landscape evolution of Mangochi district in the following ways. One, we have what we call the formation of basic structures such as deep basins. When we're talking of deep basins, these are the places where lakes, as I said earlier, geostrophism contributed a lot to the landscape evolution of Mangochi district because of the formation of basic structures. For instance, the deep basins. When we're talking of deep basins, these are the areas where lakes sit. So here in Mangochi, we have Lake Malawi and Lake Malombe. This is one of the examples of lake that we have here in Mangochi. This is Lake Malombe. This lake was formed because of these deep basins through the process of geostrophism. Now, these lakes are very important because people here in Mangochi do fishing and farming activities in order to earn a living. The second one is what we call the formations of hills and highlands as well as plateaus. So as you can see here, this is a hill or one of the hills here in Mangochi which is formed because of this process called geostrophism. Another one is what we call the formation of fault lines. When we're talking of fault lines, these are the lines that guide the river path. So as you can see here, it's a path from the hill that guide the river. So in simple terms, we can say geostrophism designed the land by creating the big features and also elevation differences. Another process that contributed a lot to the landscape evolution of Mangochi district is what we call an exogenic. When we're talking of exogenic, refers to the external forces such as weathering, erosion, as well as deposition. Now, in Mangochi district, rainfall and rivers are very active. These two play important role because they break down rocks into small pieces through the process called weathering. So as you can see here that these rocks are broken down through this process called weathering. Another one is what you call these two, rivers and the rainfall. They carry soil and sediments down from the hills through the process called erosion. So as you can see here that the soil has been eroded here through the process called erosion. Another one is what you call the deposits of materials from the hills to low areas or plains. Now, the exogenic process contributed a lot to the landscape evolution in Mangochi district in the following ways. They form beaches and deltas. They form what you call valleys and plains. They form what you call the flood plains. So the flood plains, these are the places whereby farming activities happens. Now, these exogenic processes are very important because they reshape and refine the areas in every day. Because these two, rivers and rainfall, they can happen continuously, unlike geostrophism processes. So in short, we can say geostrophism is a process that creates the basic structures. For example, hills, we're talking of lakes, as I have already said. While these exogenic processes, these are processes that refine and reshape areas in every day. That's what I wanted to explain about geostrophism as well as exogenic processes.